Hi guys, this is the Dark Queen, and I would totally appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to the channel Creepy Signal, bringing you all your nightmare material. That is right, we're going to be talking about some nightmares, that is for sure. And where to begin with the darkness? Let me kind of throw you a run through, because people have been talking about, like, they like the urban legends, which is totally cool, and I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there's some dark stuff associated with San Antonio. A little bit of a back history with the Dark Queen. I'm born and raised here in San Antonio, Texas. That's right. We're talking so like far back. My gramps, Simon de Herrera, basically is like, I gotta go visit Grandpa, great great grandpa. He's like buried in San Fernando Cathedral. Go Grandpa. Not yeah, he's in the cathedral somewhere behind the altar somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I'm talking about, like, we're talking generations back, like first founding colony, the Canary Island settlers. Like, if the fog were coming, I'm a goner, I think. Well, I don't know. They didn't really kill any lepers, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we're going back old school. So never really had a whole lot of action in my life. So we've kind of been, stuck here in San Antonio. So this is kind of like second nature. So when we're talking about urban legends, and we are talking about urban legends, I'm gonna go there. And a lot of people don't like the name. It is kind of offensive, but that's what it's known for. So I'm not gonna not say it, because if you're from here, they're like, hey, you know about that? That's right. Dark Queen's got it going on with that. We're going to talk about Midget Mansion. Midget Mansion. That's right. Okay. So a quick run through, if you don't know about the other urban legends, check out my other videos. We got Fang Baby. Yeah. And then we've got Donkey Lady, and she's all about, revenge, and she just sees red. She's all about that hate. She got hate going on, people. Donkey Lady, you go out there in Donkey Lady Bridge, you're gonna die. She's gonna rip you into pieces. You're gonna be dead. But and then we have the Dancing Devils of Milian Square, or Milian Park, and they're kind of like, they're kind of judgy, if you will. They kind of read your soul. If you're a bad person, you're walking around past midnight, I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying. If you're well, then again, if you are a serial killer, go for it. Find out. Take some video, and they share it with the Dark Queen. But anyways, and then we have the devil himself, who danced with a lady at El Camaroncito, and I already did that video, and he's kind of a prankster. This is, we're talking about Lucifer, and I guess unless you literally invoke him, which this chick just wanted to dance with somebody, and she got the devil. He was kind of a prankster, so there you go. But when we're talking about Midget Mansion, what are we talking about? We're talking about darkness. We're talking about a place will mess with your mind. We're talking about madness. Yeah, we got some hate. We got some, we've got some, judgy. We got some anger issues with our other urban legends. But this one, yeah, it's a little bit messes with your mind, your cabeza. That's some dark stuff right there. That's some, we're talking almost like we're touching on some stuff that we've kind of heard about, especially in the horror sort of realm, the Amityville and House on Haunted Hill, where it's just a dark place, black mass, bad things happen. So let's get into the story. Woo. Little midgets, yeah. These were little people. They were little people. First, I'm gonna go over both variations. First variation is that we're talking San Antonio. It's a growing city. We doing business. Business is booming. We're talking about like the late 1800s, early 1900s, to, somewhere in that time span. So we have a midget merchant whose business is booming. It's thriving. It's getting bigger. He's getting those buku bucks. And he's like, hey man, I gotta make myself a mansion. It's gonna be a big mansion, but I'm gonna modify it, right? To little people. That's right. So it's a big old mansion, the size of the other mansions down the block, but he's modified it with little tiny doors, little tiny stairways, little tiny everything, sink, probably all that stuff. I mean, he is kind of like a millionaire, so why not, right? And so legend has it that him and his midget wife, they want to start a family. And so science is, we don't have those advances in science. So, they have kids, and then unfortunately their kids are normal sized. And so they say a lot of things about this particular midget merchant. Midget merchant. Okay, sorry guys. It's not that easy, okay? When you're getting this excited about a story and then you're trying to say midget merchant, that is not easy. So they say that he started becoming more and more, like, when he could tell when they were getting older, he started becoming more resentful, a little bit more darker, if you will. And then he became an alcoholic. And one day, out of nowhere, he might have been a dark and stormy night. Let's just throw that out there, that he just goes at it with everybody in his family with an axe. He basically dismembers them, his children, his wife, and yeah, that's basically what happened. And then he makes his way up to the attic where he hangs himself. And to me, that's just so, it's sad and strange, but it's almost like a loose end. And we'll cover the reason why I theorize it's a loose end. But let's go over the second variation of the story. This one is also well known. I mean, this is like way before my time, so there's nobody to say, hey, did you know this midget merchant? So this is the second variation of the story that I've heard. And that is, it was a midget merchant, him and his family, and he was kind of okay. Him and his wife were okay with having normal-sized children. And but if you weren't in his family, well, he had sort of he was resentful and spiteful for everybody else, basically, that were normal sized. And maybe it was the way he was treated. Maybe, there's a lot of things that we don't know because it's such an old story, that he had that resentment and that spite. And he hired his, the laborious duties of like maids and servants to be normal size purposely, and they had to kind of accommodate themselves the best way they could in this modified mansion that he had. So basically, imagine you're a normal sized person. I got a little extra going on, guys. I like my tacos, okay? But imagine trying to squeeze in a mansion. It looks huge. You get in there and you got these tiny little doors. Half my butt fits in there. That's really, I mean, to a certain level, it's like probably enjoyed knowing that they'd have to travel up these tiny little weird stairs, and they say that he really kind of mistreated them, and he had that underlying hate for them, basically. And he really did kind of use and abuse his power as being, master of the manor, and forcing them to clean and try to get through the day as best as they could. And one day, just one day, they snapped. It was tea time. What did tea time mean? Little bell, time to die. They basically poisoned the entire family. The servants were just they had it up to here, no pun intended. They poisoned the entire family, which is sad. And everybody died. The kids died, the wife died, the merchant died, and they say that the servants also, I think, put their quarters on fire and then split. And that is the second tale of Midget Mansion, right? And so when we're talking about Midget Mansion, there's just so much going on with Midget Mansion. that, I mean, there's even a Facebook group. It's got over like 2,000 people on it. And, they recollect, I never got a chance to go, on the premises. Unfortunately, they did, demolish it. And basically, I know that they had started a fire there, I think during some sort of satanic ritual. But I mean, we're talking about with San Antonio, we're still expanding and growing. So they decided, hey, let's make some apartment complexes and a Lowe's. And but nonetheless, people loved Midget Mansion so much. Yeah, they have a Facebook group, and it's called Friends of Midget Mansion, and they reminisce about going there. And yeah, I mean, talking about what they saw, what they heard. To me, like based on what I've read, and I'm not going to go into every detail because yeah, people say that they saw apparitions, people say that they saw red eyes, people say that they heard voices. I mean, to me, like, it's probably just an evil place. I mean, let's think about this. I mean, yeah, he was a midget merchant, and he didn't chop up his kids till like they were 6 or 7. Like, why? All of a sudden, just out of nowhere. Like, really? I mean, he could have done it when, they were like, as soon as he got the news from the doctors, hey, they're going to be normal sized, right? But he didn't. And as far as the servants, I mean, they could have done it as soon as they found out he was a jerk. They could have poisoned him the first second versus wait and wait and wait until what? So those are questions that, Dark Queen's always thinking about. But nonetheless, like, when you hear and you read about people saying that they went there and they saw things that, that really made them question the existence of the paranormal and stuff. I mean, if I were going to say, I'm a hardcore believer, I would have to, it wouldn't probably be at Midget Mansion. It probably would be at El Camaroncito or somewhere of, crazy significance to me personally. But, there's a lot of people that vouch and say that they saw crazy things, like a shadowy figure, or 2 red eyes staring at them, from, I mean, it's an abandoned building. And a lot of people in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, it was a hot spot, for all the teens to be hanging out, chilling out at. And yeah, I mean, to me, I think it's honestly probably just a place of pure evil, if anything, and no one should really be there, not even Lowe's, even with their low prices. I'm sure the buzzing of the saws just randomly go off, if you will. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the well-known urban legends of San Antonio, the legend of Midget Mansion. And but yeah, I mean, to me, probably just the darkness, and well, I've covered my Midget Mansion urban legends today, and well, I think I'm just about done covering the darkness of Midget Mansion. And but I do appreciate you watching this video, and if you like the video, definitely like and subscribe, share it with your friends, because the Dark Queen's coming. She's gonna be talking about more urban legends. That is right. I'm just super busy working on some other creepy signal stuff, and it's gonna be awesome. But other than that, yes, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.